to Sarah Glenn. Welcome to Tales with Versatail. I think this will be the quickest tale ever told to start with, and that you are late for a very good reason. Do you want to explain what was happening?
So the reason I was late was because I was coming up the A52 and all the traffic just suddenly stopped. So I thought, oh no, there's been a crash or something's like really bad's happened. And then I look outside and everyone's getting out of their cars and helping this duck and the little ducklings get off the road safely. And I was like, I'm seeing things here. And I got like a video of it and I thought, actually, no, I need to go help. So I got out of the car, went to go help. But by the time I got out, they'd already cleared. But yeah, I was just stuck there for a little bit, but it was a very wholesome moment. And then when everyone got back in the car, like people were like clapping and like it was just really cute.
Oh, I
and
love
then
it.
So when I called you,
I got a voice note off you.
I was like, I'm being a bit late, but you'll never guess why.
I'm thinking, what's the reason?
I was like, it's legit, and I've got a video for evidence.
Yeah, I've got video evidence.
But the ducklings are safe, so that's the main thing.
Oh, bless. Well, aside from that, how are you doing today? You've been on the road a bit with Yorkshire. How's it been?
Yeah, good, thank you. Just been on the road with Yorkshire. Obviously not playing at the moment with my injured finger, but just training with them. Drinks lady, net bowler, just bringing the vibes basically.
Give us a little injury update. What's been happening?
So I broke this back in Feb, and we're just waiting for both the bones to heal back together basically. And it's just been a very slow process. Like it is healing, but just a lot slower than we anticipated. So I've got another scan tomorrow, and hopefully can play soon after that. But been doing all the training. It's just playing is the last bit, last hurdle. So hopefully.
How do you cope with that mentally? I think like fingers are a little bit different as well, aren't they? When it's a muscle, you've got rehab you can be doing. You can almost be getting in the gym and things like that. With finger, it's just
it's
annoying.
a weird one because it's so frustrating because it's just a finger, it's literally a broken bone, and I can't do anything to speed up the process. So it's frustrating in that way. But it's also been not the best injury to have. It's not, but I feel like I've got no responsibility because I've had injuries before with rehab where you feel so responsible for everything you're doing, your sleep, your diet, your recovery, everything. Whereas literally I can't speed up a bone healing, pretty much. So not having that responsibility, and I've been able to go to the gym a lot and push my body, train hard, spend time with family and friends. Whereas, other injuries can impact that quite a bit. Yeah. So it's not been as bad in that regard, but obviously I'm just getting frustrated now. And I bet.
And we know you've had bigger injuries as well before, and we'll come on to that because I think we can talk a fair bit about how to be resilient through injuries. I know a lot of listeners will be able to resonate. But to start with, I wanted to go back to day one, life of Sarah Glenn, because the reason I wanted you on this podcast is because I think you've got so many interesting stories to tell, really cool life experiences. We know you've got loads of different passions and things as well as playing cricket for England. But yeah, I know you very well, and I know day one of Sarah Glenn, you've got a really interesting story. So do you want to tell us what that was and the connection to the sporting world?
So day one literally does mean day one of my whole life.
Straight out the womb.
Literally just been straight out the womb in Derby Hospital. And
shout out
my
Derby
poor
Hospital.
mum, shout out. My mum was just obviously exhausted. And they were leaving the hospital. But I'm pretty sure it was a Sunday. So there was Sunday League cricket on. Obviously. And all my family were at this club pretty much. And you have to drive past the club to get to our family home. So my dad was like, well, should we just call in so they can meet her? And my mum was mortified and was like, the first place she's going is not a cricket club. The first day she's born, she's going home. And anyway, I think they went back and forth, and it did make sense to call in because all my family were there. So we did. And so when people say how long have you been involved in cricket for? I'm just literally since the womb.
Yeah, and it's no exaggeration. It's literally.
No, it literally is.
Day one.
Yeah, went to a cricket club before my own home.
I love that. I think that's absolutely brilliant. So did you then kind of stay? Was it Denby?
Denby, yeah. So club, I'm pretty sure they just called in and everyone obviously met me, and then I don't know if they stayed for a drink or anything, and then went home. So obviously I struggled to remember that one, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
And has Denby always been a big part of your childhood?
Yeah,
from then
definitely.
On, really?
I mean, I'm at the club South Wingfield now, but it was a big part when junior cricket especially. Growing up, so I have a lot of memories there. especially like just before I could even play, I'd be playing on the sidelines like with the other kids and just do anything I'd score on Saturdays, like I'd do anything before I could actually like play. It's a bit sad really, but yeah.
I know, I love scoring with all the multicoloured
honestly
pens.
no, if I was scoring and someone turned up with multicoloured pens, I'd be like, oh God, I need to be
that big pack of all
I'm like, I need to be on it, and they bring the Tipex as well. I'm like, oh
honestly,
no.
it's
like,
such nostalgia though, isn't it, from as a kid? Like that's one of the core
and I just had like
memories.
my pencil and my rubber, and I was like, oh, I need to be on it today. Like colour man's turned up, like I can't miss a beat, literally.
So when did you first start playing club cricket for Denby? And I guess was that mostly with the boys? And
yeah, obviously it would be with the boys just because there was no girls team at the time. God, I'm guessing like the age of 6, 7, I'd have started.
And were you the only girl?
Pretty much, yeah. There was a couple girls when I got like up to 17, 18, but before that there was just no one. But it was comfortable for me because I'd grown up in that environment and I'd been around them for so long that they knew I played cricket, and my sister played cricket as well. So it was kind of, even though it wasn't normal across most cricket clubs, it was kind of normal at that cricket club, which is why I think I felt so settled, and just that it kind of kick-started off my cricket, really.
Yeah, were you ever kind of aware of being the only woman and girl playing, or did it just feel pretty comfortable to you?
It was always something I was aware of, like especially playing against other teams. Like I'd turn up and I'd literally always be the only one. It was just very rare.
Yeah, that's so true. I think sometimes it feels natural at your club, and then when you actually go to an opposition, that's when it feels a bit like, oh.
I remember the first few games felt quite uncomfortable because I was like, this isn't normal. But then because we was in the same league each year, pretty much, it was like it got a bit more normal. And then when I went to Trent College, there was like no girls team there, so again I had to play with the boys, and that was a very new environment as well because they didn't know that as well. And so there was definitely some moments where I was like, what am I doing? But I just had to do it.
Did you ever feel like you were like representing women's cricket when you played? Like people, like what you did, people would think that's what all female cricketers would do.
I think it was a weird one because obviously the women's game back then wasn't really televised, so growing up a lot of my role models were men, and I grew up around, like, obviously my dad's a big role model, my older brother, obviously my sister and my mum is as well, but like as in terms of, I just had a lot of male like role model figures, I guess. And then as I got older and the women's game just started to grow a little bit, I actually realised I could have an impact, and it wasn't till later then, whereas when I was younger I was just really playing cricket for myself, and I was like, to get better I want to push my standards, and playing in a men's team was the way forward. Especially to push myself when I played for like Derbyshire and the county cricket and all that kind of stuff. So.
And was it always cricket growing up? I know you did hockey as well, but was it mostly those two?
Mostly those two. I did lots of sports, but then just picked those two because it was a summer and a winter sport. And then, I loved both. Very different, so different. Because obviously, like with hockey, you're always in like a girls' team, and I felt, I guess, a bit more connected in that regard. But you don't get the banter like you get in cricket, I must say.
I guess you got best of both worlds, haven't you? You're in a women's team and a men's. Yeah,
it was perfect growing up. Like, it was very much character building for sure. And I really miss playing hockey, but I'm glad I chose cricket now. But I feel like I had a lot to take from hockey as well.
So what was the kind of highest standard of hockey that you played?
Like England under 18s, I think it was. Yeah.
And was that at the same time that you were kind of on the England under 19 stuff as well, or was it?
Yeah, so I was doing a lot of England academy cricket stuff, and then alongside the England hockey, and it was just a balancing act, but it became a bit overwhelming. I was starting to get very burnt out, and I wasn't sure, and I knew eventually I'd have to make a decision. And obviously went with cricket, which I'm very glad for now.
How hard was that decision for you?
It was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. I think the build-up was worse because I was like, I'm going to have to decide one day, and then I remember, like, so clearly I was playing for Loughborough Lightning, and we had the KSL, and it was my first taste of, like, a professional tournament, and I'd only had professional tournaments, I guess, in hockey at the time, but not in cricket, and I just loved it. I was like, this is what I want. Like, I'm a lot happier here, and it ended up being a bit easier, but I do miss it, and something I'll definitely hopefully go back to after. Yeah.
Do you think it was almost like, it's actually the not knowing is the worst part, and then once you've made the decision, it's like, we can just commit to it.
Yeah, it was just literally like a weight off my shoulders, and like knowing that I could fully invest. And I think I did start to worry that like cricket was always hockey was always a distraction from my cricket. So I was like, oh my God, what's going to fill that space as well?
Yeah.
But then when I made that decision, I started uni. So then again, it filled that space.
And
it's not like athletes to just have constantly going something on. So,
I feel like we don't do rest very well, do we? I think
no.
we always want to have something else on the side.
Yeah, literally. So I think it became like I was happy with it in the end.
What was were there any differences between like the elite pathways in hockey and cricket at the time? Can you remember back then?
So I think it was a bit of a weird one because hockey had been, I think, more established for longer. Like there was obviously consistently like women's teams across the board.
Right.
So I think it was a bit more brutal in the sense that we did get pushed pretty hard from a young age. Whereas in cricket, like I think there was a lot of sympathy that a lot of girls were having to push boundaries where like we were having to go play for men's teams.
Yeah.
We were having to juggle life outside of cricket a little bit.
Yeah.
There was still like a long way to go in cricket when I was playing then. So there felt like there was a level of like empathy and like they'd still push us hard in cricket, but they really made sure your life outside of cricket was in a good space. And not that hockey didn't do that, but hockey was always like pretty straightforward. Like they didn't have those boundaries to tackle. Like the girls didn't have to go play for a boys hockey team, for example.
Yeah, got you. That makes sense, to be fair. And I do think when we have things like the PCA and stuff now, don't we, that are really, really supportive, and cricket can be so consuming. It can be really full on, like rest days, travel days, training, all of that. It's so important to have things outside of it. And I think that is something that you do really, really well. Hence why I wanted to get you on the podcast as well. So what are some things that help you kind of, I guess, come away from cricket a little bit and help you kind of reset away from the game?
I think just investing in things that I actually enjoy. I think as a lot of athletes will feel, you feel kind of any guilt when you're not paying attention to your sport, like if you're not trying to get better for it. And that did used to consume me quite a lot, but it's, I guess, letting go of that guilt-free and enjoying yourself outside of cricket and just finding what things you like. So obviously I like vlogging at the moment. I love doing that kind of content. Love spending time with family and friends and like going to like events and things like that. Like I try and make a conscious effort because it actually helps me on the field now. Yeah. And that's what I've learned with time. I thought it would like hinder it, but it actually doesn't.
How do you think it helps you on the field?
I think obviously like with athletes there's a lot of link to your identity with cricket, and I like care so much about my cricket and how I perform. Like that care will never, I guess, go away. Yeah. And if you care a lot, it can obviously impact your performance in that regard. You can become a bit in your shell a little bit. Yeah. And I remember working with a few different sites across the years, just being like, I really care about my cricket. I don't want to lose that care, but I need to manage it better. And they really helped me shift that. You can care about a lot of other stuff as well. Yeah. And when I shifted that, like, it just gave me a lot of perspective and like there is more to life than cricket. And that was so hard for me to actually understand because my whole life has been cricket, and it still is, and it always will be. So it's just learning that, getting that perspective outside of it. It means I can enjoy my time away from the game, but it also means when I come to play, I'm with like a fresh mindset of like, okay, I'm just going to tackle today because I had a great day yesterday, spent time with my family and friends, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I love that. That's kind of how I managed it. Yeah.
I actually think that's you make it sound really easy. I think quite a lot of people struggle with that, especially when, like I said, you've worked for years to be able to be a professional cricketer, play for England. Like you've obviously as a kid worked towards this goal, and then you almost like you want to give it everything, so you end up doing so much. And it's actually once you crack that and find a good work-life balance, like in most of the jobs, then I think it works wonders. So what would you say some of your main passions are outside of the game?
I think like investing in I don't know what word, in like health and well-being, I guess, like is a big thing because with cricket it's so chaotic all the time. You're under a lot of pressure all the time. So I just love doing things that really like slow me down. So whether that's literally going to a spa day or doing Pilates or doing, it's all like the niche stuff. Like I hate to say it is very niche, but like I love just slowing down and taking time out of the day to just have like slow mornings or a slow afternoon. Or I love that. Just things like that, really. Like it's pretty boring, or like going for a hike and just having no noise. Like I think I'm quite passionate about that kind of stuff in terms of how I calm down. And then in terms of actual hobbies is more my vlogging and this and that, but obviously that can be consuming as well. So hence why I try and balance it all. It's still very tough to balance.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you as well, because I think I can resonate with that with the social media stuff. I think it can be really fun, but then almost like you want to be quite consistent with it, but then also it can kind of drain you at the same time as well. So how do you keep that balance of enjoying it, getting enough content out there for people? Like obviously you want to show people your life, don't you, and get people involved. Yeah, how do you balance that?
I think it's just turning up for myself every day at some point. Like I don't give myself much time during the day just to slow down, whereas the days where I'm rushing around and I'm trying to post and I'm trying to do this content and then I'm trying to train and I'm going at 100 miles an hour, like I can't function like that. So I just try and each week like just slow it down and like write things down, like, okay, this is my job, like this is how it's going to look, and try and be as organised as I can. Just to try and get that balance, and it is very hit and miss, but I think I don't even know how I do it, to be honest. I just wing it most of the time.
No, that's fair. I think we've seen a big shift in you this year, especially on like your content and stuff, more of that health and well-being and the really looking after yourself. Was that kind of a conscious decision this year, I guess, the kind of shift into looking after yourself a little bit more off the pitch?
Yeah, I think, well, it more stemmed from last year. So I suffered quite a bad back injury where I had a bulged disc, had to have an epidural, and then changed my bowling action so I could bowl again without pain. And it was just a lot to take on. So I did have to invest in a lot of like my recovery, my nutrition. I lost a bit of weight as well. Like I tried to get really lean and get stronger. Like I was trying to manage it all and be the best version I could be. And I know it sounds bad, but I think obviously since COVID, like health and fitness has really like taken off in terms of that type of content. And I think a lot of the stuff I read was like, oh yeah, that's okay, but that's quite niche, or that's like pretty stock standard. But like actually doing the basics, I was like, oh my God, actually it does help you massively. And I just became quite passionate about it. And I knew at some point I wanted to do that type of content. But at the time with my back injury, there was just so much I was having to deal with. Like I was having to bowl in games with a new run-up each week, and it was just too much. Like the thought of even having to go into that type of content at the time, I was just like, I don't have the time or space. So when I got injured again this year, I just thought, okay, I now have the time to do it. Like I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I also wanted to do it and really mean it. Like I didn't want to just post flaky content just for the sake of it. I wanted it to be really actually helpful and useful. So I just thought I want to make sure I do this properly, hence why it took a bit longer. But
I get that. I think it looks like you're in such good shape, but it feels like you've done it in a really safe way. Like you're really strong, athletic. Like I think in a world where skinny's kind of trending again and there's Ozempic and things like that, like how did you find actually being able to get yourself a bit leaner but still stay strong and for your sport and still have energy and things like that as well? Was that hard to do, or do you find it pretty easy?
I'm in a very privileged position where I've got access to a nutritionist. Like a lot of people don't, and I feel for people who don't, because obviously they're going online and seeing all these things like these tablets, these injections, and it's just so toxic and obviously just not good for you. And like anything, like it's just chipping away at being consistent. And I think that's just how I did it. Again, I think being injured has actually allowed me to do that, because I've been at home, be able to control what I eat, how I cook my meals, like routine. Like I've been able to do that and actually see the outcome of it. So yeah, that's how I did it. Like I lost, I think 4 or 5 kg just in body fat, but I added that muscle back on. But if you'd asked me that the other year, I'd have been like, oh, I didn't need to. Like I think people think like losing weight is like you're getting skinny and stuff. It's like, no, I'm doing it because I'm adding muscle. My overall weight, like kilograms, is the same. Like I'm trying to
100%.
add muscle back on, and I'm doing it to be strong so that I can sprint quicker, and I can be more athletic in the field. Like, and I think just the language around it is you got to be so careful of how you word it. And I know that my relationships with food over the years have been pretty toxic. Like I've done one extreme then the other, and for the first time, I did it gradually and in a really healthy way and for the right reasons. And I was like, okay, what's happening here? I was a bit concerned. I was like, this is so healthy. Like, what the hell? So I just thought they would be really good to touch on, just because of how toxic social media is right now, and almost share that awareness for people who don't have a nutritionist, who don't have access to that information. So
I love that, and it will help with the injury, I guess, as well. Let's go back to that for a little bit, because I think we've brushed past a pretty big, nasty injury as well. So tell us exactly what happened, and when and how you felt about it.
So in Feb, I was at a training camp, and just the ball got hit back at me, and as every bowler does, you just stick your hand out, and it just clipped the end, and I knew straight away, I was like, oh, that's broke. But I don't think I knew how extreme it was at the time. Literally flew back the next day, had surgery on it, had wires put in for 6 weeks. And they were like, we need to try and get you fit in time for obviously a big summer. And I was thinking, this just seems dramatic for a finger. And I actually realised how bad it was. So we're just waiting. That basically one of the bones just took a bit of fractured. So it's still attached to the tendon, but they've not healed back together. So I can't straighten my own finger at the moment. And it's my spin finger. So it's quite crucial. And it is healing, and it is nearly there fully. But as soon as that's healed, I can be back to be playing. But that was... my next scan is tomorrow, so it's been about 4 months ago now, so it's been a long time.
And at least you've got the England support as well. How important has that been for you to help feel like you can recover well and recover quickly?
Yeah, like obviously they're just amazing at looking after me. Like I had one of the best. Sorry, I'm like mumbling there. I'll speak again. I'm working with one of the best specialists going around, like hand specialists. He did an amazing job, and I've been seeing him regularly, and the support they've had as well, just for me to like have goals outside of it. Like I just said, I need something. So like one of those goals was fitness, and like they've set me tough gym programs and running, and like the support's just been there for me for what I've needed. And
do you feel like you can almost push yourself more because you're not playing at the minute? You can just kind of go really hard and just go for it.
Well, like obviously with cricket, normally you're in the field all day, like on your feet, and you're pretty fatigued. So it's quite hard to push yourself week in, week out. So for the first time, I've been able to do it for a consistent block, and I just thought it's not going to get any easier when I get older. So I'd rather try and get really fit now to maintain the rest of my career than not. And that's just how I see things, and that's going back to that perspective thing of like, yes, this injury is rubbish, but it's given me a time frame to do all the stuff that I've never had time to do.
Yeah,
and I've just got to hold on. I've just got to hold on to that, otherwise I'd go insane.
Yeah, I completely get that. So what's it like when you go on tour and stuff as well? Obviously playing so many games, it's quite hard to keep fitness levels up throughout that, or keep a routine as well.
Yeah, a routine's really difficult because obviously you're eating out all the time. You don't know what oils you could pick a healthy option, but you don't know what oils they're putting in. The timings of training, like sometimes we have a 2 p.m. game, a 6 p.m. game. Yeah. Your food is all over the shop. That can affect your hormonal regulation, affects your sleep, affects your recovery. It affects everything. Yeah. So I think a lot of the time we are turning up to cricket sessions like not 100%, and that is just the reality of sport. But that's where it's quite hard to push on those fitness levels because obviously you'd be in danger of injury and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just where like your organisation, you got to be on it, otherwise you'd just be all over.
Yeah, I get you. And obviously you've played for England for a long amount of time now. Have you seen a bit of a shift in all kind of the sports science stuff from when you first got picked for England to the level of support that you've got now?
Yeah, massively. And I think that's a lot of it's due to like obviously with the women's game pushing on as much as it has, like the funding for everything, like not just with England but with the counties. Like before I'd be so relying on like, okay, I need to be picked for England because, you know, I'd have all this support and all that kind of thing. Whereas now, like the county setups are just unbelievable, and you'll get that support wherever you go. And I think that to me has been the biggest shift.
Yeah, how important do you think tier one has been, or the introduction of tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 for the women's game?
Yeah, really good. I think it just gives everyone opportunity as well. And yeah, you've already seen that standard push through pretty high, and we're getting more overseas now as well, and just having those, you know, experienced players in the changing room to feed off to those youngsters.
100%.
It's I've seen a big shift, and it's exciting to see the fact that it's only just happened now. I'm like, gosh, where's it going to be in like 5 years time?
I'm so excited for it. And like, I think, for us growing up, like to be a professional, you could only play for England, and that was the only opportunity you could. Then 5 contracts, then 10, then 15. It's just grown massively. Do you remember, well, I guess you do, but can you talk us through the moment when you signed your first England contract, what that felt like to you?
It was a bit weird because it was in COVID. So I debuted in 2019 in Malaysia, and then got my contract summer, I think 2020 or something like that. I just had a phone call. I was just in the garden sunbathing as we all were in COVID. And they mentioned that, and I was just like, wow, okay, that's cool. And signed it, on my iPad. It was a bit weird, but like
not physical.
But it was nice because I was obviously like with my parents at the time, so like that night we just got together and had a drink, and so it was a weird nostalgic thing, but
I love that.
it was amazing. Yeah, it was a big day for me. I was very happy.
And I guess the next couple of years went quite quickly for you as well, like quickly rose to fame, I guess, like straight into the top 10 T20 world rankings, success pretty quickly. Did you like take it all in at the time, or you kind of just going with it, seeing what happened?
I think I really appreciate it now looking back. Like at the time I just took it on and I was like, oh my God, that's cool. Like what the hell? And just didn't really process it, I guess. And then now I'm like looking back, I'm like, oh my God, like I was that good. Like that's really cool. Like how successful that period was for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time I was just young and I was just like, oh la la la, like this is cool. Like
And you've had a couple of overseas stints as well, so as a pro for Perth Scorchers and in New Zealand. What's it like being a professional overseas player? Did you find a little bit of different pressure kind of side of things?
Yeah, you definitely have a different type of pressure because, you know, when I played for England, it was just like, oh, you're playing for your country, like you're all in it together. But when you're specifically in overseas, you just feel like you have this heavy weight on you to perform. And like, if you don't perform, you're useless. Like literally that's just how I feel. So yeah, that was probably the most nerve-wracking I've been is when I've been in overseas and I'm like, oh, okay. Like the first couple times, whereas like now, like as the game's gone on, like I've seen lots of overseas go into different comps and have success, sometimes don't, and I'm like, okay, Sarah, like it's fine.
It's
like,
normal.
It's normal. And I know that now, but obviously when I was younger at the time, it was, a lot to take
And also
on.
it's hard to perform all year round as well, isn't it, I guess? Like you have peaks and troughs in form, understanding that.
And obviously like you get picked up as a result because you've been successful, so then you feel like, oh God, I've got to maintain it now to like get there. So you can feel that pressure as well, but thankfully, like I just don't see it that way anymore. I'm just like, I mean, I still have those moments, like we all do, but I'm just like, okay, Sarah, like you're just gonna try your best, and that's all you can do. Like,
so what's been one of your favourite memories from cricket? Would you say?
I think, like, I really enjoyed my first T20 World Cup. It was in Australia. Just that whole experience was really cool and really like eye-opening for me. I was like, oh my God, like this is. Like we're travelling round with the girls, like it was just a really cool experience, even though it didn't end the way we wanted it to. And then winning the 100 with Spirit was so cool.
Yeah, talk us through that. What was that like?
Oh my God,
I'm so jealous.
Yes, sorry. No, honestly, it was just so. It's like I didn't believe it had happened. I was like, "Is this actually happened?" Like it was a bit like, "What the hell?" And I was like waiting to bat as well, so I was not in a good space at all. I was like pacing round. So when Dipti finished it off, I was, and then, honestly, it was unreal.
Was it a good night afterwards?
Yeah. I'd say that we were still in, it was actually really nice. We all just got back together, got back to the hotel and went into the team room and was in our kit till God knows what time in the morning, but stayed with our kit on, with the medals on. The next day was pretty
Well, do you know, there's so much failure in cricket that I think it's so important to celebrate your successes.
Absolutely, like it's just athletes just never give themselves credit where it's due. Like they could have a really good game and they just like think that's the average and like, oh well, I should do that, and they don't celebrate it. And I'm like, no, you should, like you need to.
Well, it's so rare in sport to have like the perfect game, especially cricket. Like you can bowl, you can still take 3 wickets, but you might have got hit for 10 off your last over and you still be like frustrated that that's happened. How do you kind of deal with that kind of negative side of the game and keep yourself positive?
I think for me it's like with cricket there's so many things you can't control. So for me it's like if I've controlled everything that I've done, like if I've done all my training prep, all my like mental prep in terms of I've written all the notes down of the batters, like this is what I'm thinking of doing, and if I trust my instinct at the time at the calls I make of that and I don't execute, I'm just kind of like, well, that's life. Like that's how I deal with it now. And since I've done all those things, like that's how I live with bad days, because I'm like, I can't live with bad days if I know I haven't done everything that I could have possibly done. So that's just how I do it now. And don't get me wrong, it still makes it so frustrating. Like, you could be so prepared and it still doesn't go well. You're telling me that, I'm like, for God's sake, why am I doing this? But that's what I hold on to.
I resonate with that. I think at least if you've done the prep, you've done the work beforehand. We know with cricket, and a lot of it is cat and mouse as well, isn't it? Like that you're trying to bowl a certain way, you're trying to enforce a shot from someone, but there might be a really good batter and they've just taken it taken it away, so it can happen. But does that help with kind of nerves going into the game, knowing that you've planned? Does that kind of help settle you down a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think because there's just so much unpredictability in it, and but there are certain things like a batter might play a certain shot, or they might look to do this, and so if I just get all that information down and I look through it, like you revise before an exam, like it doesn't mean necessarily that question's going to come up, but if it does, you know what it is. So it's I get that sense of comfort of when I'm coming on to bowl. It's like, oh, I've been here before because I've talked about this mentally. I've talked about this pitch or this batter. Like I've been here before kind of thing. And it brings that familiarity, which settles me down a little bit, but doesn't mean you have to like not adapt in the game, obviously, what's happening.
So what's it like on a game day for you? What's inside your head? Do you have like negative self-talk going on, self-doubt, or are you super excited? Where do you sit? What level are you at?
It fluctuates all the time. Like it depends. Like if I'm exhausted and some days I'm like, oh, I need to crack on. Some days I'm really positive. Like for me, it's like whatever the emotion is, my routine's always the same. So that it puts me into that really good position. So yeah, just like get up, do my back mobility, do my stretches, bowl, talk for any more plans, do my hair, my makeup, do all that kind of stuff. Like literally, I try to treat it like a normal day, like I do every day. Like do my morning routine like I do at home. Keep a lot of it the same, and then when it comes to the game, like no, there's always going to be a bit of negative self-talk. Like it's there. It's more just like
how you deal with it.
Yeah, just ignoring it. I'm just like, I don't want to talk to you today.
Yeah, I love that.
Go away.
Let's actually talk hair and makeup, because I do. It's something that is quite like iconic with you. I think people resonate with you probably for that. Talk me through like why it's important to you to kind of look good when you play as well, and like you wear jewelry when you play, you wear makeup when you play. You're pretty happy to talk about that and do that. Why is that kind of important to you?
I think it was because like growing up, that's just what I did, and obviously people who knew me, especially like the guys, obviously just knew that's what I was like. And it wasn't until obviously I got faced like playing for England with social media, I just got a bit of scrutiny for it, and they were like, why are you trying to impress? Why are you trying to do this? And I'm just like, I've literally put mascara on. Like, I don't think that's going to affect if I can bowl a Yorker or not. Like, no offence, whoever's commented that. And I was just a bit baffled with it, and I didn't make a conscious thing to be like, I'm going to do this. Like, that's just who I was as a person. And I just got a bit of scrutiny for it, and I was just a bit like, okay, so when I got a few interviews about it, it was just a nice opportunity for me to be like, look, people can just do what they want. Like, it's not impacting their performance. Like, they can just do that. And I think, especially obviously I grew up playing men's cricket as well. Like, there was a lot of, I think, just in general, like, women feel like they have to look tough and strong and all this kind of stuff. And, like, any, like feminine side can look weak and this and that, and I'm like, you can just be both. Like, you can be feminine and strong, and that doesn't make you any less of a person. So I think I wanted to really pass that message on to young girls who do like to be feminine. They don't feel like they have to toughen up or look a certain way or be a certain way to be in a sporting environment. Like, they can still be themselves, be feminine and strong as well. Yeah,
look, I absolutely love that. I think that's one of the things that everyone loves about you as well, that you just completely yourself. Have you seen that when you see like young girls in the crowd? Like, I've seen it where like they're copying Belly with their hairstyles when they come to the game. Have you seen that kind of knock-on effect?
Definitely,
in the crowd?
Yeah, like especially like obviously Belly has all like the cool hairstyles, so like, or like Soph with her plaits. Like, I've seen girls in the crowd do that now, and like I've spoken to them myself, being like, oh, I've done like, I don't know, like when I played for the Rockets, this girl like did her like rocket nails and like did all this stuff, and it was just like really sweet, and it was just like really wholesome to see. Like, they don't feel silly for doing that. Like, they feel like cool for doing that, and they want to do it, and they're not ashamed of that. Whereas, you know, a few years ago, people would have been like, oh, why are you doing it? And I'm just like, nah.
I love it. I love that. I think you're doing it for the young girls that are coming through, aren't they? Let's talk about the social media then, in terms of like the scrutiny that you get. Do you get quite a lot of like hateful comments and stuff on Instagram and TikTok, and how do you deal with it?
Not as much now. I think when I initially got into sport, there was a little bit, like when people didn't really know who I was, and I was posting just like, people were saying like hair and makeup, I'm like, I'm literally dressing how I normally dress. Like, it felt really dramatic at the time. And I still get them from time to time. Like, obviously I'll vlog like day in the life of something, of like, come with me to training, this is what I do. And again, it's to help people who don't have access to like what you might need to do physically from an S&C point of view, or nutrition wise. And then obviously I add in my daily routine of like, oh, I'll do my hair and makeup, but that's just because that's just what I do. And sometimes I will get comments like, oh, like, you're a cricketer, like, focus on your sport, or do this, do that. Like
it's 5 minutes out of my day.
It's literally it's like 2 minutes out of my day. Like, I'll post like a TikTok of me doing like a dance with a girl for like 5 seconds, and they're like, you should be in the nets. And I'm like, I'd be concerned if my nets were 5 seconds long, like whoever's commented that. So
that's so funny. Do you find it more funny, or does it
I find it funny now,
yeah.
Like, I think, I mean, if they get personal, then I'm obviously like, you're just not a nice person. But now I see hateful comments, I'm like, they're taking time out of their day to find a video to comment on it. Like, I more just feel sorry for them now. I'm like, that's no good. And like, you can't, I get more, it's more like when they comment on performances as well. I'm just like, do you think I wanted to bowl like that? Like, no, I did not. Like, you know, it's bad when people think you're
like match fixing.
I'm like, well, did I bowl that bad? Like,
it's like, no, I just bowled a drag down. I'm sorry.
Literally. So like, before it did affect me, and I had to like, my way of dealing with it was just not looking at it. But now I just find it funny. I'm just like, it's fine.
Oh God, honestly, I find it really funny that people take time out of their day to comment and stuff. But I'm quite lucky, and I don't really get it. But I think I've got a hidden thing on Instagram that just hides all the comments for some reason.
Really?
So I must
That's
get them, but not. But yeah,
maybe I need that, because sometimes I do see them and I'm like, oh, not today.
But so do you think you've got a good balance then of like using social media to enjoy what you're doing and not getting too kind of down by it, or kind of emotions led by it too much?
Yeah, because obviously like, you're all putting yourself out there, and everything you say is literally from your own mouth. So you got to be really careful at like how you come across, because I think you know, growing up I used to think that like, oh, people just know who I am, and I'm like, no, they don't know who you are. Like, a lot of people got to be careful of what they put out there. So sometimes I get a bit stressed of like, oh, am I posting the right content? Am I annoying anyone? But then I just learned over time, I'm like, if you are just yourself and you're fine, then like, it will be fine. And if they don't like it, they don't have to watch it. So again, it's just that, going back to that thing of like, not getting caught up with things you can't control. It's
100%.
like, I can't control if they don't like my content, or they don't, you know, whatever. I've just got to crack on with it. Yeah.
No, I think it's more seeing you do it is more like a role model for young girls coming through, and I think that's so evident across a lot of your socials and things. I think it's pretty cool as well, like getting like brand deals and stuff from it. So one thing I did want to touch on was your connection with Neon Cricket as well. I think it's really cool. You've got your own bat range with them as well. Like, talk us through that, how that came about and why that's important to you, and what happened there.
Obviously I got sponsored with Neon. I've been with Neon a while now. They're honestly great. Like, they're so supportive as well. And their kit's just great. They're very cool. Pops of colour as well. And I remember them mentioning like bringing in a women's range. And I think probably more for like younger girls, or like women who are a bit more, I guess, petite, just to bring in, like, for example, like a lot of pads, like the straps go way over, or like the bats are just too heavy for certain people. So they talked about a women's range and like asked if I wanted to be a part of that, and I was like, yes, please. And we came up with the infinity. The little symbol represents my grandma, which is really cute as well. That's awesome. So I want to make it sentimental as well. So and then I released it, but then I was panicking because I was like, because I use men's bats because I'm taller. And I was like, just to clarify, like men can use women's range, or like women can use bat rate, like male ranges. So it's more just as an option there for girls who need it, basically.
100%, it's about having like more than one option, isn't it? And
it's not like choice. It's the women's rate, like it's very solidified. Like you can't use men's gear, because I use men's gear because I'm a tall girl. So I wanted to make it clear that it was like, it's just an option there if you need it.
100%. Well, that's kind of the whole thinking, I guess, with Versatail as well, is that we just want products that women can wear and can choose. It doesn't mean you only have to wear a Versatail cap, but if you want to wear your hair in a high pony, then you can do. And like with cricket equipment, so much of it is built for men and designed for men, that it's just great having something that's it's available for young girls as well. Yeah,
exactly. And I love this as well, because I get to get the high pony out as well. And like I say, so many things are built like around men's stuff, and it is it can be frustrating sometimes. So it's really refreshing to have this, and like
100%.
just not just this, but across everything. There's more stuff for women.
Yeah, and I don't think it's ever been done with like malice or like bad intent, that like it's purposely been designed to stop women playing sport, or this like big conspiracy.
No,
like,
it's really not.
Not at all. I think it's just been like, it's been designed on bold mannequins, or just like the way manufacturers have just typically bigger because men are taller, like those kind of for all equipment. But I just think sport's getting to a point now where like so many women and girls are playing that we're like, why can't we just have things that are made for us. Like,
yeah, literally,
why
like
not?
it's just giving that like an option.
Yeah,
That's all,
100%.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on Tales of Versatail. Some very good stories to tell. Before we go, do you have socials or YouTube page or anything that people can find and follow you a little bit more if this is the first time they've seen you or heard about you?
I'm on Instagram, sarahglenn03, shirt number. TikTok and YouTube, I actually can't remember my username, but if you go on my Instagram, you'll find it.
Yeah, we'll link it. And you got a website as well?
Yes, a website, which basically has everything on like one sheet, so that I'm not having to like constantly post across it as well.
Nice. So they can follow your vlogs and see what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I could. I forgot to vlog today. I should have vlogged like me getting the ducklings. Like, hi, I'm on my way, just in the ducklings, and then coming here.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. No,
well,
thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
And good luck with your finger. Hopefully you're back playing cricket soon. Hopefully not against me. But
you're saying that. I don't want to bowl against you. Like, nah, no chance.
Well, thank you. Cheers for coming.
Thanks, you.
Girl.
Cheers.